Bravo, you tried to pull a fast one, but you got to wake up a little bit more early to get me with some mess like this. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Like I said, Bravo tried this shit. Y'all tried it. So you do the premiere. We fought last season. The whole season. I did the little petition and all that to try to get Married to Medicine back on Sundays. You put them back on Sunday. Because I'm sure y'all had a great night for ratings tonight. You know, you had Real Housewives of Atlanta, then you led in with the escape situation, and then you bust out with this Married to Medicine. But then you're going to pull the stunt, you're going to throw Married to Medicine back over onto Friday, right? Petty. Anyway, whatever. Fuckers. Anyhow, let's get started. Season 5, Episode 1, Married to Medicine. I'm going to just say right from the door, I'm worried. I am worried with this season already. From the door. Just one episode in. And I will say the theme of this whole episode, they started right out with it. Everybody's worried about Jackie. For some reason, I'm not real worried about Jackie. I think Jackie's going to be okay. But all the castmates are really worried about Jackie. And then Bravo as a whole, for the evening, kind of used Jackie to get it started, kind of. Like everything was focused on Jackie. And I'm like, okay, Jackie, so this is it. You know, where people weren't really paying her that much attention, you got all the attention. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, especially with what had happened. And we'll talk about that, is Jackie and Curtis have actually broken up. They're separated right now. They're not divorced, but they're separated. There was some infidelity on Curtis's part. Curtis was cheating, and it was all in the blogs, and it was all, you know, in the rag sheets and all of that. So Jackie is completely, and I can imagine, humiliated publicly. She's been humiliated. And then she's a doctor, and she's like a celebrity doctor. So her life's very public anyway. And then humiliating. Absolutely humiliating. So that's what's kind of going on. And throughout the whole program, we got to kind of see how people's mind work. And a lot of contradiction, a lot of double standards, a lot of bullshit. Toya's a man. Toya's a man. She thinks like a man. And she just has such a hard edge to her. You know, her and Eugene's roles, I've always said, that are kind of reversed. It's like he's the woman and she's the man. That's kind of how they be rolling. But anyway, they're having issues with their marriage. And that's why I said this season has me worried, because there seems as though we're focusing on there are problems with all the marriages. All the ones that are important. Now, we don't know what's going on with Mariah, but nobody really cares. So we're going to see that there's going to be some problems with all the ladies' marriages, and that worries me. I'm not a fan of that, but because I'm like vested in these couples. I'm like, cool. Even as much as I'm not a Toya fan, and y'all know I'm not a real big Heavenly fan, I still want to see them win. You know, as far as this whole show goes, I still want to see them win. I don't really have a problem with Heavenly and her husband. You know, I think their marriage is cool. You know, Toya and Eugene, I think that Eugene would be much happier without Toya. But again, they plan to be. They made the choice to be together. I don't want to see anybody's marriage break up. That's what I'm saying. I'm not that evil, nasty of a bitch that I want to see people break up. I used to love Curtis and Jackie together. When things were good or appeared to be good. This shit right here, Curtis could kick rocks. He's out of order, but y'all already know. If you've been watching me any amount of time, you know how I feel about infidelity. Bye, Curtis. Motherfucker. See you. See you. Bye-bye. Duck down. Don't hit your head on the door frame, stupid ass. Anyway. But Toya and Eugene, they going on. He's working like crazy trying to get all that financial stuff together. He's like driving 4 hours away, picking up shifts at another hospital and all of this. But he's working himself to death is what he's doing. And this cow's worried about him cheating. Like, I think that the thing that happened where Jackie and Curtis put a light on, and they said that, Heavenly said it could have been any of us. It could have been any of us that happened to, and she's like, yeah, you're away, and I kind of worry about that, about you cheating. I'm like, oh, I don't even think he has the gumption to really cheat on Toya. That, if the right woman come around and get her claws in him, and that's what she should be worried about. Because if you weren't such a bitch all the time, you really wouldn't have anything to worry about. But she's fussing about sex. They're only having sex twice a month, and she's like worried about that. And like he said, I think I should be worried about you. You the one fussing about not getting dick down. I said, hello, I'm glad you said it, and I didn't have to. Anyway, moving on. Quad and Dr. G. Dr. G has opened up his own practice, which is great. Which is definitely the dream of a person that is a psychiatrist or a psychologist. That's the goal, is to open your own practice. You don't want to work for nobody else. So he is there, right there on his path where he should be, and this is great. There was a little thing there with them. They ain't agreeing on the Jackie thing because Dr. G is kind of siding with Cecil, kind of like it's Jackie's fault. And Quad has very, very strong feelings. We kind of see eye to eye about that infidelity thing. So Quad's like all out, like, oh, hell no. She's all the way there with it. And Dr. G is kind of like, well, if Jackie had did this, then it would be. And Quad's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, And that's why I was saying about Toya, because Toya actually has that same kind of attitude, and she basically is voicing like she thinks that it's basically Jackie's fault that Curtis strayed. Really? I hope she feels that same way whenever Eugene gets sucked up. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so then we got Dr. Heavenly and Daddy. So, Dr. Heavenly definitely feels as though Jackie should stay and fight for her marriage. She feels like she should stay and fight for her marriage. She's always an advocate for marriage. She's a marriage counselor and all of that. She's a relationship coach. So definitely her first thing and her go-to is always to stay together and work it out. And she made it very clear, no, I would not leave my husband. I will work that out. I'm not going to leave my husband. But see, Heavenly's thing was, I'll beat the woman's ass. So she wants some ghetto shit. She's like, oh no, it ain't his fault. If he happens to cheat on me, it's the woman's fault. I'm going to beat her ass. I'll just go to jail. So everybody's kind of side-eyeing her like, girl, she done drank too much of the Kool-Aid. But that's just how she feels. She feels as though Damon wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't do it. But Heavenly, I hate to be the one to tell you, girl, that. And Quad has said it take two to tango. It take two. She's like, I don't give a damn. And the more she was sitting over there when they had a party early later on, she sit over there talking, baby. The more she got in that cup, honey, she said, I'll fuck her up. I'll beat her ass. I said, oh my God. She's so damn ghetto. She's so ghetto. But that was her whole thing. She's like, I'll fuck something up, honey. I said, okay, girl. I don't mind going to jail. And she really don't feel like it's that, daddy can't do no wrong. Now, there was some shit that went on with him and her because he basically said flat out, this is a double standard. If you were to cheat on me, because he told her, you ain't got no, I wouldn't cheat on you anyway, but if you were to cheat on me, no, I wouldn't stay with you. Not at all. Not at all. I would not stay with you. You'd be done. And basically, he felt as if Jackie should forgive. Jackie should forgive Curtis, and that be that. And he said, and he broke it all the way down to we're men. Men can't. Men that. No woman supposed to cheat on no man, and men it happens. I was like, oh. So that was a point of contention. I was like, oof. But she wasn't gonna argue with Daddy, but she ain't agree with that. But yeah, she didn't agree with it when they were having a conversation, but when she presented that to the girls, she put it on the woman. I said, okay, she's stigmatized. That old dame, he must got some good Peter, honey, because he got heavily hemmed up, honey. So whatever, great for them. Then we got Dr. Simone and Cecil. And they haven't really said very much about it, period. They're very quiet about it. They haven't said too much about it. They focus more on the fact that Miles is going to Howard University. I'm like, wow. And it's so funny because it looked like her kids grew up overnight. I'm looking at them. I'm like, wow, they look old. These kids, they don't look like these little boys anymore. They're actually starting to look like little young men. I said, check them out. And then Miles is actually leaving, going to Howard. I said, well, good for you, dude. And they're still in the two houses. And they were just trying to talk to Miles and tell him, like his dad was saying, date a whole bunch of folks. Don't get yourself all booed up and be stuck with no one girl because you're too young for that shit. Go date a bunch of people. And Simone's like, don't be going busting it open and spreading it wide. Don't be doing that. Then told him, well, you're going to be like your dad. You won't be booed up for a while because your dad was corny. But I hate to be the one to tell you, I don't think that's going to be your situation, Simone. You talk to your boy and tell him about condoms. He's a good-looking little kid. I don't think he's going to be like Cecil. Cecil's sharp now, but Cecil, when we seen pictures back in the past, Cecil was like a bookworm and he looked kind of corny. Now Cecil has that grown man sexy thing going on. You got to watch his ass now. But back then, I could imagine, girl, you just had him locked down because he was kind of corny. But he got it going on now, But I don't think Miles is going to have a problem. Miles will probably be busting it open and spreading it wide, honey. And you make sure, get yourself some condoms, Miles, and go sit down. And no, don't go get all booed up. I ain't saying go bust it open and be sleeping with a bunch of people. But that booed up in college thing, live a little first. Anyway. Speaking of the kids, Heavenly's daughter, Laura, that little girl, honey, that little girl, she ain't changing. She's not changing. That little girl is just too much. She's a bit much. The older she get, she's more like Heavenly than we know. And it's funny. She said she's working on a little song called "I'm Not Perfect," and her mother was the inspiration. Because she said, you're rude and you're this and you're that. And she said, well, Laura, you can be rude too. And you just say whatever you want. And she gonna say, yeah, I do. And she said, well, what do you think about that? Like, how you feel about that when I do that. How do you feel about it? She said, I don't care. I don't care. I was like, I'm not cute. Cut the commercial because I don't want to say nothing bad about Laura. Cut the commercial. You need to get a hold of her, Heavenly, because that little attitude, somebody gonna beat Laura's ass is what's gonna happen. She's a bit much. I was like, oh boy, that wasn't a good look. Like I said, cut the commercial because we don't want to talk about Laura. Let's move on. Quad and Toya, they are in a much better place. Much, much better place. It was nice to see that they were able to actually sit down and have a decent conversation, disagree, and then be like, okay, cool, it is what it is, and not end up arguing and stuff. They were out. They It was a cute little scene they had. They were out eating and stuff, and they didn't agree. You know, they didn't agree, but it wasn't no knockdown drag out. It was cool. It was just two friends talking, and that was really good to see. You know, I still think Toya's stupid, but you know, whatever. They talked about Quad, and they still trying to push Quad to have this baby. I'm like, I'm a little sick of that. I'm a little sick of that. I'm just sick of it. Like, the hell with it. She don't want no baby. End of story. Look around you. Look at what's going on. I wouldn't want no goddamn baby either. Shit. Anyway, moving on. And then she keeps on leading to this, how she's doing everything. She's doing everything. She don't feel like she has support. So no, don't have no baby. And again, don't forget, she had a baby in the house last season. That'll tell the story. That will tell the story. You know how the household ran when the baby was in the house. Was Dr. G attentive to the baby? Because Dr. G wants a baby. So I saw Quad being head over heels for the baby. We don't see Dr. G a whole lot. But didn't seem like Dr. G was spending no more time than he been spending. So I don't know. Maybe she don't need to go running having no baby. Come on now. All we can deal with, you know, you only see a portion of her life, but all you can deal with is what you see. And again, I keep hearing my girl talking about how much she has to do for herself. The shit with the car and keeping up the house and all. A baby don't do nothing but add more responsibilities. Trust me. Ask me how I know. Maybe she don't need no baby right now. And she know better than anybody. And she told y'all, no damn baby. Now get on. Toya, and that sex life thing, girl, you really are making a big deal of it and incriminating yourself. So just kind of shh about this no sex stuff. That's a mess. That's a mess. You starting to, I don't know, I'm watching you, bitch. Anyway, moving on. So like I said, Heavenly threw this waiting to exhale party. It was cute. She had these 5 guys, cute little guys, that were like strippers, and they were there. The party was for Jackie, and Jackie came, and it just made Jackie sad. It made her uncomfortable. And then she got sad. And I think she was sad because she's humiliated, because now you're acting like, do you think I'm lonely? Do you think I need, you just made light of the fact that now I'm the one person in the group that ain't got no man. And it was like she was just humiliated all over again. And everybody was kind of putting their thing out there and saying, what they had to say. Child, I told y'all about that damn Toya. Why Toya have a thing of anointing oil in her purse, had to rub on the bed? I said, Lord. Hey, UJ, you better come get your wife, honey. She running around with oil in her purse. What's she doing, honey? Because I know she ain't hanging down at the church house. What you doing with that oil, Toya? Anyway, but Toya opened up her mouth and inserted her foot and basically put it out there that she basically feels like Jackie pushed Curtis to do what he did. I said, Lord, Lord, Lord. Anyway, and everybody was like, when she went to talk, I said, child, here she go. But Jackie just basically told him, I'm humiliated. It is what it is. Quad asked her, are you planning on staying in your marriage? And she said, she gave an honest answer, and I was able to respect it. 10 minutes go by, I'll tell you yes. Another 10 minutes, I'll tell you no. I have options. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It kind of is what it is. And you probably want to keep a lot of things to yourself because, well, it's too late now because it's all public. That's the bad thing, because people have already formed their opinions. If she decides to stay with Curtis, how many people do you think they're going to be side-eyeing the shit out of Curtis? So that's a mess. Anyway, but that's all basically that went on the show. Now let me talk about this. Now y'all know I watch Sister Circle live every morning. Y'all know Quad is on the Circle. And Heavenly Kimes was the guest this morning on Monday morning for Sister Circle. So I was laughing. Any of you all that's seen it, I want you to go ahead and comment. Did you catch the little bit of tension that was Heavenly and Kiana Dancy? It might just be me, I don't think it is though. I don't think Heavenly cared for Kiana too much, and Kiana didn't seem to really care for Heavenly all that much. She was just like, "Girl, I can't with you." You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I was like, all right. There was like a couple little things that was thrown in there. They talked about they played like a little game, and there was one point where I said, I don't think Heavily cared for her because I don't watch Heavily long enough to know who she meshed with, who she don't. I was like, I don't think she cared for Kiana. And Kiana was really, everybody don't know how to take Heavenly. And that's what I was getting. And she's kind of sad on her. And then they talked about if your daughter had a bad grade, what would you do? She said, I'd spank her, honey. I would spank her. And Kiana was like, oh, yeah, I know, because my mother spanked me till I was 16. I still got spanked. Child didn't heavily throw in. And she said, yeah, not enough, obviously. I said, oh. I was just wondering if y'all caught that. I did. I said, oh, my goodness. But it was a funny interview. It was good. She actually talked about, Wendy Williams had talked about her and had made a comment about she wouldn't want Heavenly to do her teeth and all that. She was like, I wasn't offended by what Wendy said, honey. I was glad she mentioned me. I got some more clients off of it. I fell out laughing. I said, I know that's right, Heavenly. But that was basically it. Again, if y'all aren't watching Sister Circle Live, they have the best guest list. They really do. They have really good guests on there. I watch every morning. I do. Every morning, 9 o'clock, I watch on TV1. And again, I'm going to go ahead and end with saying Bravo. Friday nights, right? Whatever. Freaks. Anyway, so look out for Friday. I'll be dropping another review on Friday. We're back on that dumb Friday, y'all. All right, later.